Chris, thank you so much for coming to Action at Go-Go.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to the dancing. When does that start?
Now, I had a chance to watch the entire show. Greatly enjoyed it. Very funny. I'm also a huge Cabin Boy fan.
Thank you.
Great work there. Yeah. But yeah, how did you get attached to Deli Boys?
It was just sort of by accident. I happened to be in town when they were shooting. They heard I was in town, and I guess they were sort of fans of mine, and they had this role, and they asked if I'd do it. And I generally will do, if somebody is a fan, I try to accommodate them, and so I popped in for a day and did Officer Testicola. And I got to tell you, I was very lucky to be offered that because it's. And you've seen the whole series. The comedy is great on the show, and it's so similar to the kind of stuff that I have been doing my whole career. So I felt right at home on the set.
No, absolutely. I saw the PR stuff come through, and I was like, oh my God, Chris Elliott, that's cool. And then I was like, well, we'll see how the show goes. You never know. I'm pretty jaded. And then like literally within the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. No, it's one of those shows it's fast paced, funny lines, physical comedy, which I've always loved, and just great performers, really, solid actors doing this stuff. And it, it also has this sort of the parody of violence also is something that I admire and have tried my whole life to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Parodied blood.
Yeah. So Abdullah Saeed created the show, right?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to sit down with him and go over the philosophy of everything?
We talked the day I was shooting, but it was kind of one of those things where when you're comfortable with somebody, it's like you've known them. Like I feel like I've known you, Derek, for I think we went to school together. I obviously was left back a few years. But no, we didn't talk really philosophy, and I never did. I occasionally when I do interviews, I guess I go more in depth about comedy, but it's hard for me to do that because it's just a natural thing for me to try to be funny and in the way that I've always been.
Awesome. I mean, I'm sure, God, you're such a professional with such a career. Like this was a bit of the chance to interview you was a trip down memory lane for me. I watched Cabin Boy when I was a boy. My mind was blown by that movie. I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, Scary Movie too, and all of your other appearances. But just to go back to Deli Boys and your experience on set, was improvisation a big part of this, or were you sticking to what was on the script?
They improvise a lot. I think I stuck to the script, and luckily it was in my voice. I didn't have to change much. And, when you do certain things, there is a time element involved in it when you're shooting. So, yeah, you can play around a little bit, like when you're blocking it before you actually start shooting. But, if you're playing around in every take, the rest of the crew kind of, stops laughing and starts to go,
wow,
let's move this along. So in everything, not just in Deli Boys, in everything that you do.
Got it. So let me ask you this, and again, you've had an incredible career and so many different types of projects. Has it always been that way with improvisation, or were you really sticking to scripts in the 90s and maybe 2000s, and then that sort of changed as things moved on?
It really, with me personally, depends on how much whoever I'm working for trusts me and knows me. If they know what I do or have done, then I like improvising a little bit to make them laugh and it makes everybody, feel at home with each other. If somebody isn't that familiar with me, I stick to the script and I do the best I can. I've said before, I don't consider myself really an actor as much as a goofy person who's, made a career out of, sort of popping up here and there in other people's projects, after mine all failed.
Oh God, whatever. Come on. But what projects, And again, anyway, I don't want to veer too far off. You did get to work with Asif Ali and Sagar Sheikh. What was it like working with them on set and interacting with them? And were they
They
big
were
fans too?
well, they're hilarious together and separately, and on screen and off screen, they're hilarious. And they were just the sweetest guys. Everybody was sweet on this show, which is a big thing for me at 64 now when I go on a set. And it's always hard to walk on a set where everybody knows each other. But those guys made me feel right at home, and I did. I admired their work that I was not that familiar with before, but I binged the whole series and watched them, and their timing and their chemistry with each other is impeccable. And then they allowed me to join in with that. So, I have nothing but admiration for those guys.
Yeah, you also worked with Tim Boltz, I believe,
Yes.
who's in the Righteous Gemstones right now.
Yeah.
Danny McBride fan, The Righteous Gemstones. I'm binge
Right.
watching Danny McBride stuffs right now. He's super
Yeah.
funny in that show. What was it
Yeah.
like with him on set? Because in that last episode, well, I don't want to give anything away, but I
Yeah.
really liked your interaction with him. Let me put it
Yeah,
that way.
well, we felt right at home with each other as well. It's Tim is hilarious, and again, off camera, we had more back and forths than we did on camera, but the off camera, just hanging around talking, made us feel even more comfortable with each other on camera. He's really, really funny. And it was hard not to break up with him, to break up, to stay not laughing when I was working with him.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, and we do have to disengage soon. I'm going to be very selfish right now and be a total fanboy. Scary Movie 2, you and David Cross, excuse me, and Tim Curry, one of the most legendary back and forths in comedy cinema history ever, as far as I'm concerned. One question about that scene. How did Tim Curry not laugh constantly through that situation? Or was he just playing it cool or whatever? Like, what was it like?
Are you talking about the turkey scene? Should we just go with that?
No, the diss scene where he can't. I mean, there's no other way to say it. He can't walk. He's making fun of your hand.
Right. It's been a while since I saw that movie. I remember a lot of improvisation going on that movie, and there was a lot of laughing going on that film. And he is a consummate professional, and I guess that's why he could, keep a straight face. But David Cross made me laugh all the time, and it got to the point where we were trying to top each other. This happened to me and Eugene Levy on Schitt's Creek too. I would, on his coverage, I would try to make him laugh, and on my coverage, he would try to make me laugh, which is the most unprofessional thing you could possibly do. But it's fun, and that's the bottom line with me. It's got to be fun for me to be funny.
No, masterfully fun. And the turkey scene is a masterclass in physical comedy. Epic, legendary stuff. Chris,
oh, that's so sweet.
Thank you so much. Deli Boys is available on Hulu. You can watch it right now. I watched the whole thing. I had a great time. It's an absolute honor just meeting you and talking to you and getting to hear about your experience.
The honor is mine. Thank you so much, Derek. I really appreciate that. Those words mean a lot to me.
This is Derek Scarzella. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching or enduring. If you're feeling generous or even just mildly entertained, please like, subscribe, and comment to support the channel. I know you've got opinions. Don't even try to deny it. Drop them in the comments. Argue with me. Argue with each other. You are officially invited to engage in glorious internet combat. You can also find me on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Instagram's awkward little brother, and the granddaddy of them all, Facebook. Oh, and while I've still got your attention, my novels The Vicious Game and Knuckle Crack Bone are up on Amazon. They're unapologetically gritty, punch-you-in-the-face crime stories with rave reviews. If you give them a shot, I'd be honored. Thank you again for watching. Rest well, hero. You're home.